individuals and businesses are slowly realizing there's cheaper and more reliable ways of automating certain tasks than hiring people. So today we'll discuss 3 more jobs that ChatGPT will replace.
I'll do it myself.
But let's clarify, by replace I do not mean this job will be gone and nobody will be doing it anymore. What I mean by replace is that instead of a 10-person team working on a project, it might just be enough to have 2 people plus ChatGPT. And I want to highlight Richard Wild's comment here from the last video, because he seems to really understand the nuance in the points that I'm making here. He says, I don't think it will fully replace any of these jobs, but it will change them. Instead of the junior developer working all day writing 1,000 lines of code or however much, they will write 15,000 lines of code with this AI. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's not that we don't need customer support employees anymore, we just need less. And he also makes the point that I was about to say here. Although at some point AI would get good enough that it could do literally anything better than a human, and at that point things will really start to get weird. Okay, so that take is a little too dystopian for me. I think there's still a lot of things humans will have to do. But what's relevant for this video is the fact that the jobs that will partially be replaced now are exactly the ones that will be erased first when this thing upgrades to version 4, 5, 6, 15.
And what are your choices if someone puts a gun to your head?
What are you talking about? You do what they say or they shoot you.
Wrong. You take the gun, or you pull out a bigger one, or you call their bluff, or you do any one of 146 other things.
So with all that being said, let's look at 3 more jobs that ChatGPT is revolutionizing right now. First up, lawyers. And again, we're talking about entry-level positions here. So let's look at what lawyers routinely do. A lot of the work is looking at and studying previous cases that might apply for the current case they're working on. They also summarize and craft arguments to present in court. And everything I just described can be done really well by a language model like ChatGPT. It is not unthinkable to feed it most court cases that have been decided upon in the history of the United States. And once the database is categorized and processed by AI language model, it could search for similar cases and instantly write up a report that could replace hundreds of human work hours. And again, that doesn't mean we don't need lawyers anymore. It just means that one will be able to do the work of 5. Maybe even you could filter for the specific judge that you're going to face, and it's just gonna analyze every court transcript ever and give you a route that has the highest probability of success. Truly crazy stuff, but something that seemed like a distant future a few years ago, with examples like ChatGPT, is rapidly turning into reality. And the next job where competing got a whole lot harder is social media marketers. Over the course of the last few years, there has been a literal tidal wave of social media marketers that popped out of nowhere. And the reason this business became so popular is, first of all, there's a lot of demand for it, because obviously every business kind of needs social media channels. But secondly, because the barrier of entry is really low. You can simply take your phone, shoot some pictures, write a few captions, and sell that to clients. Okay, that's one version of the business, but then there's the second part where it's running ads. And there's just so many courses and videos online that teach you how to do this, that this isn't rocket science either. You simply test various ad copy, see what works better, and then just run with that and sell that to your clients. So why is AI super dangerous for this? Well, if you look at the stack of a social media marketing agency, it begins with sales. While with AI, it's really simple to compose emails and to send them to hundreds of people. Then you go into the phone calls or meetings with a script that also AI prepares for you, and let's say you get the sale. Next up, you're going to have to brainstorm some ideas for the client. Well, let's consult ChatGPT. Give me some ideas for social media content for a bakery, assuming a bakery is our client here. And there you go, I just came up with a list of ideas I could present to my client. Copy that and paste it into email, and you just did the work of
I spent half a day brainstorming ideas for your business.
Okay, but then you're going to have to create the content too, right? But in most of the cases, these small social media agencies don't shoot the content themselves. They hire professionals like me. That's actually my core business. I help companies and agencies create video content. So let's say the client likes number 5 and they commission a videographer to create the content. Now all they need to do is schedule it, which software makes extremely easy, and write captions for it. Write me 10 captions for point number 5. Watch our skilled bakers in action. Perfect. Okay, but now there's the advertising part of it, right? Well, it's just one prompt away. Write me sales copy for Facebook ads for my bakery client. Done. Alright, and last but not least, we need to target it too. What target audience would enjoy this sales copy? It literally tells you target people near to the location, or people that run special events such as weddings or birthdays. And let's be real, if somebody's a little tech savvy, he's gonna automate all of that. Emails, idea generation, communication with the client, and even the advertising part. And all of a sudden, one savvy social media marketer is gonna outperform 20 others. Social media agencies are gonna have a hard time competing, no doubt. So while all that is super interesting, what is of interest to me right here is you hitting that like button. It really helps the channel, but now it's time to move on with the video. Okay, and the last job that is in trouble here is business consultants. The classic model of simply overhire on people and then help your clients is simply not as effective as it could be once you add AI to the equation. If you ever worked in consulting or know people that have, you will know that it's a common practice to let people learn on the job.
Just go help the client and you'll learn while you do it.
Well, guess what? AI can do that automatically and then deliver results right away. And it cannot just learn of one person, but it can learn of a database of all the past clients the consultancy company has served. So instead of the client getting a 23-year-old that has no business experience, it will all of a sudden get the experience of thousands of consultants and the data from tens of thousands of businesses. And once it filters for the region of the business it's consulting and its income level and the competition in its area, well, trust me, that 30-page report is gonna have some actionable items that go beyond what a newbie could come up with. And very quickly, it's gonna be hard to justify a full-time salary for hundreds or maybe thousands of people if maybe all it takes is some of your best performers and some trainees to replace them in a few years. But hey, let me say this, consulting is a very, very wide area. But yeah, this tech is really scary, especially for young people that are trying to enter the market and find a place in society for themselves. At the end of the day, you need to be able to bring something to the table that society wants and will want. And that's exactly what I cover in this video, which will teach you how to prepare for the future and pick a career path that is resilient to the superhuman technology.